Hello, this is Malorian, and what this is going to be is a Rhyas triple header. All the games are going to be at 40 points, and because I had the same list for every single one, thought I'd just put them all together. Alright, so this first one here, we got here right when the store opened, actually a little bit before when it was supposed to open, so the missions weren't set up yet, so that's how it's going to be. It's actually a 6x4 board because it wasn't changed over to be 4x4 yet, and this is actually going to be a Rhyas on Rhyas game. It's actually going to be fairly different though. Our lists are fairly different. On my side, the list I'm going to be using for all three games is I have a Nissa Rival, I have 3 Raptors, a Scythian, the Battle Engine, then I have Max Legionnaires, a Raic, 2 Shredders, 2 Harriers, and then I have good old Rhyas. And in the games where I do get reserves, I'm going to be taking Hex Hunters. For him, he does have the max unit of Legionnaires, but then he went with Swordsman with UA. He has a Stinger there on the left. Then he also has a Nephilim Bolt Thrower. He has an Angelus. He has a Seraph. Then there's a Shepherd on either side. And then, of course, there's Rhyas there. And really in this one, just looking forward to go up, shooting some things down with my Raptors, my Battle Engine, of course. The Throne is so good at killing infantry. So just doing that, trying to keep the damage of the Angelus to a minimum, and going for the caster kill. First turn, I cast Dash and Oculation on the Raptors. Everything speeds on up. On his turn, I felt like an idiot because, I should know this. I should know that Legion has Eyeless Sight. And so all of a sudden the Nephilim Bolt Thrower there takes a shot at Anissa Rival, gets a crit, I'm knocked down, did 7 boxes, so I just barely survived. And wow, how stupid was I to think that it was worth putting up stealth. Otherwise, he's moving up kind of cautiously, and we're going to have to kind of see how this goes. Obviously, it looks like the Legionnaires are going to the left and the Swordsman to the right. So what I do is in this Rival sacrifices the action, kind of hides behind the hill there, or the house, so I can do some damage, shoot down a couple of the Legionnaires, and then otherwise I'm just setting up with a lot of Animus up. I have now Rapport on the Scythian, but all the Animus is all the Shredders. So otherwise I have the 1 Legionnaire up on the right side, and I'm hoping to draw him in, and then I figure between the Throne going in and the Legionnaires countercharge, hopefully I can kill a lot of them off, because with the UA and the Cleave, they can do tons of damage to me. So he does come in, doesn't do very much though. All the Legionnaires went and charged my Scythian. It took 4 damage or something like that, nothing too bad at all. The 1 Angelus shot at my Throne, did 1 point of damage, and even more embarrassingly, he went and made the 1 Shredder Rabid, went after my 1 Legionnaire, and somehow failed to kill me. And now I should be all set up to go in there with my feet and just wipe out tons of that infantry. However, things changed very quickly, mainly because Rhyas, I need to get her over there to do all the feet and all that good news, and so I decided to go and charge her in, and it turned out I was like a centimeter out or something, so all of a sudden her activation was automatically over before I could cast the feat. I charged in and I did what damage I could, but it wasn't very much, so most of the rest of it was things like throwing up the Raic there with the Shredder Animus just to try and get in the way to protect myself. I was able to kill a few with a blast from the Throne. I really tried killing off the Legionnaires with the Raptors and the other stuff, but what it turned out having to happen was I had to take a free strike on my Scythian to go destroy the Nephilim Bolt Thrower, but it really didn't do any damage, and that beast is gone, so that's good news. His counterattack is devastating. Of course, now this is his feat turn, and so really each of these swordsmen are getting 3 attacks. My Legionnaire is completely wiped out. He did some damage to Rhyas, to my Raic, and otherwise though it's not too bad. I mean, my Scythian did fall, but now I think I should have a pretty good chance to get a caster kill on his Rhyas. And that's what I do. The Raic hops on over, does a headbutt, knocks down Rhyas. My Rhyas charges his Rhyas, does tons of damage. One of them was 24, but pretty much ate through all of the transfers, and then finally my throne did the whole feet jump to get over there and finished her off. So overall, a win to Rhyas. Great to have that with the first game, and good to finally have a good game for the throne. In the games I've used in the past, it's been pretty useless, but hey, this is just the first game of 3, so let's get on to the next one. So here we are, game 2. I'm now up against Morghoul. This is now the mission where the 2 big zones. You got to try and capture them. First one to get 3 points wins. And what he has is some Arcuari there on the left. His reserves are going to be those 3 Karchev. I have my Hex Hunters I talked about. He has his Slingers there going on. He also has the big Archidon. He has those Nobbler guys, really the little Gobber guys. Then he has the Pain Givers, the Slingers, a big Rhinodorn guy there, the Brute, and yeah, for the most part, I think this is going to be a fun little shoot fest. I'm going to go up, really try and gum up the left zone, try and start scoring on it if I can, whereas on the right, I'm going to go up and shoot, and wear him down, and hopefully he'll have to commit and I can go for a caster kill, but we'll see what happens. So he gets the first turn, things are moving on up. I should say that he also has the little Hunter solo that's going after Anissa Rival, so that's going to make things difficult. He also has another beast there as well. It's the one where its eyes are sewed up. I'm so bad with scoring and knowing their names. But yeah, I'm not too worried about most of his infantry, the Slingers, the Venerators, the Arcuari. I just, I should be able to start killing these guys pretty quick. So in this turn, I'm pretty much just moving up and waiting to counter. I do have the rapport up already on the Scythian there. A couple of the Shredder's Animuses going up. One of the things I didn't really think of because of how my battle engine has fly, I still can't end halfway over that wall there, so I had to kind of shift over, and now I'll be in the way of my Legionnaires. But, whatever, it's still going to be fine. His turn, he now realized he forgot a model, so he has the one that gets in soul tokens and can do like a big huge laser beam. So he's now coming around the house there as well. He's moving up kind of defensively on the left side with his Arcuari, making kind of like trying to ring around me. So I'm guessing he's trying to hit me hard with them, but I don't really expect them to do too much damage to the battle engine there, especially not enough that I have to worry about. But actually, I've taken a lot of damage from these Venerators already. With their shots going into me, I took a big 10-point hit or something, so all of a sudden that's not looking as good as I'd hoped. My turn then, and yeah, this was a really good turn. My Hex Hunters come in, and that Rhinodorn guy, completely gone. I rolled pretty hot there. He's completely dead. I really thought my Scythian was going to be in charge of his Archidon guy. I was out, so unfortunately that was a failed charge. With all my shooting, a lot of his Slingers were completely slaughtered. One thing I was just a little bit short here, though, is if I could have killed one more, I thought I could get a control point, but I see that Brute now has a toe in his own anyway. But as it is, I'm in a really good position right now. On the left side, I came in, and again, this is a one where I thought I could really go and get a control point early, but my battle engine failed to kill all of the Venerators. Maybe I should have dedicated another Harrier in order to get the last one, but either way, I think I'm in a very strong position. His counterattack is pretty damn deadly, though. Morgoul comes in, kills a ton of my Hex Hunters, goes away, sends in that little Hunter guy to kill one more. And this was a big mistake because he did this all first, he was now out of range of his other beasts in order to force them. So all he was able to do was enrage them or whatever with his beast handlers. So the one Brute was able to go after my Scythian, missed the charge attack, did a little bit of damage with the shield. On the left side, though, wow, his little Karchev comes in, and everything just goes nuts going after my big throne there. I didn't realize the shooting harpoon guys had Weapon Master. They actually came up a little bit short, but then that's why the Archidon came over and finished me off. So all of a sudden, the left side, maybe I can do a little bit of damage with my Legionnaires, but getting serious here, that's not going to happen. My next turn here, then, I decide to really go and I'm just going to go and try and stall on the left side, and then wipe out the right side, and then go after Morgoul. So I have my vengeance moves, my attacks. did some damage, didn't take any models away. Also threw 2 beasts over there just to make sure he's not going to get any control points. And on the right side, this is actually my feat, and you can see here I did amazing. Pretty much everything that's over here except for that one sewed shut guy is dead, and he's actually already taken a lot of damage. So I've already scored my first control point, and he's in a lot of trouble. His next turn then, he really lays a pounding to me on the left side. Not enough to get a control point, but, lots of stuff dead. Here on the right, he went to go after Rhyas, and man, he actually could have had a shot here. I didn't camp any Fury or anything, and his Archidon went really hot, and wow, did a big smash to me. I did have one attack that missed, so I got to do some damage back, but man, he's being really aggressive. Morgoul came all the way over here, popped the feet, and yeah, I think I'm going to be fine, but he's obviously trying to get desperate. The one thing I don't want to see happen is for him to regain or rejoin the forces on the left, so I really have to try and find a way to be really aggressive and kill off what's here and kind of force his hand. Back to him, or my side now. On the left, I'm trying to do some damage. I think I kill one cat and stuff, but really it's just trying to do something. But the main thing that happens here on the right is I kill the one beast that has the eyes sewed shut. So that thing's out of the way. I set up a defensive line here with the raptors in front of Rhyas. I'm camping all of my fury. Did a big huge bunch of damage to that one Archidon thing, and just waiting to see what he does. If he runs away, I'm going to be controlling this zone, but we'll see what he decides to do. And in the end, what he does decide to do is he's just going to kind of go for it. So Morgoul comes over, goes after the one raptor, sidesteps, kills another raptor, sidesteps, goes after Rhyas, but I just have too much transfers on me, and one of the things that he kind of underestimated here was the fact that he thought that he was using Epic Morgoul, because that's what he was planning to play on this day, but Epic Morgoul had died in his first battle, so he couldn't use in the second one. So once he realized he couldn't go through all my transfers, he tried hitting me with the spell that I can't actually transfer, and I was only down to 2 hit points or something, but luckily he missed, and yeah, he's pretty much screwed now. And for my part, it was pretty straightforward, just Rhyas, hiya! And yeah, that was it. So victory to Rhyas again. I'm on a pretty good roll here. This game, I think I handle it pretty well. Obviously, again, this is my second game in a row with a failed charge, so I gotta kind of really watch those distances. Also, I gotta not assume that the throne can just stand up to anything, and it would have helped if I'd have remembered that those guys have Weapon Master, but hey, whatever, it worked out. Went and trapped Morghoul and got the kill, and on to game number 3. Game 3 now, I'm on the same table, and I'm not liking the look of this one bit. I'm up against Karchev, and so on the left he has a Great Bears, he has these, whatever, magical team, he has his one Dragoon, then he has Karchev, 2 Juggernauts, Beast 09, Mechanics in the back, Coldon Lord, and that's pretty much it. But, the thing is that my arrows don't do so well against jacks. A big part of my army is set up to be anti-infantry. If I can get up some soul tokens on the throne, I can do some hard hits, but there's not a lot of infantry here to do that. Or there's my Scythian that can do okay, but up against basically 4 jacks, and his reserves are going to be a Kodiak, he can only do so much. So pretty much my plan here is hope he splits his forces, hopes he makes a mistake, and then probably sacrifice everything to go for a desperate caster kill. So I get first turn, I'm rushing up the right side with my raptors. My prey target is his engineers, because I definitely need those guys dead, and otherwise it is what you can see here. Rapport up on the Scythian, bunch of Shredder Animus around, and that's about it. His turn, he uses Toe to bring up his guys. Doesn't really move them out from there though, he's staying pretty defensive. One thing I do like is that he's not camping anything. He does have Beast 09 going over here to the right zone, and that kind of kills one thing, because I kind of had hoped that maybe he would go so aggressive on coming and throwing his jacks in my face that he might forget about the zones. But obviously that's not happening here. You got the Great Bears on the left as well, so maybe I can start zipping around and try and kill some stuff. Maybe especially on the left side, maybe that's going to be my opportunity to kill the Great Bears and stuff. But man, that Dragoon is pretty much a jack as well. On to my turn now, and now this is going to be the whole setup. I am now throwing myself in his face, hoping that this pans out. So I had the Hex Hunters come in, and they basically just spread out to make sure they're not all going to die. Raptors swing around, and this Rival tried doing one shot into Karchev, didn't do any damage. But otherwise, I have the beasts up in front of him to try and block him. Especially I have the Rake there to make sure he can't trample over to me too easily, especially not doubling up. On the left side, I'm trying to gum him up, keep him back. But the main thing I want to happen here is I'm just setting up for the feat. So the hope is that to make sure that Beast 09 didn't kill the Raic, the Scythian, I have my battle engine there. If he comes over to kill my battle engine, then that clears most of the Hex Hunters to come over, shoot Karchev, and then after his other two Juggernauts kill my beasts, I can go up with my feet, hit one of them, pop over, and start hitting up against Karchev. But we'll see if it works. I mean, if he camps Fury, if he runs away or anything, this is all for nothing, and I'm just screwed. His turn then, and it kind of goes to plan, I guess you can say that. On the left side, he's able to kill the one Legionnaire in his way, so the Great Bears come in and, yeah, decimate me. All those little beasts I had in his way went and got slaughtered by the stuff that he had there, the two Juggernauts. Beast 09 did come over and kill my throne, so that's gone. And otherwise, I love this. I mean, it's pretty much just the way I loved. Karchev has lots of room for me to hop over and attack him. But then he had to move his mechanics, and I was really worried that he was going to kind of surround himself and make it so I have nowhere to go. But I guess because he was worried about the Raptors, he went to the other side and didn't do that. So here's my chance. Let's see if it pays off. And here it is. So basically what happened is I went up with Rhyas, popped her feet, and then set on all Fury just in case something happened, because there's not much I could do with it anyway. And then the good rolling started. The Raptors popped over, did their shots, popped away. Same thing with Nissa Rival. They actually did some okay damage, which was pretty cool. Then the Hex Hunters came in, and man, they were just rolling really good. I had hoped just to try and pop off a few wounds before the Scythian got in there, and they did probably more than a third of the damage to the guy. Then of course the Scythian comes in, does a hit on that one Juggernaut, hops over, does its attacks, and it's not too long before Karchev is gone. So wow, it all worked out. I'm sure if we play again, he's not going to fall for it. So luckily, using a few little Legion tricks, he actually called it, man, I was Legioned. But yeah, I mean, luckily I was able to pull this off. 3 wins for Rhyas, something I never expected. I thought I'd come in, lose my first game, and then go off to another caster. But, this is great. I love Rhyas. She's known as one of the weakest casters. But, hey, she's a lot of fun with some tricks, and it was good to use her. So, thanks for watching. Bye.